Hey guys, welcome back to INSANEBRIT Gaming, and this is this month's update video for July 2021. So yeah, we've got a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk a little bit about FIFA, a lot about transfers, well, basically a hell of a lot of content to do with football, but at the same time, I'll be talking about new games coming out for July for me, what new playthroughs I'll be doing, which ones will be closing off, my thoughts and opinions on some of the previous playthroughs, etc, etc. So yeah, starting straight off with the FIFA career mode. I am currently doing Brentford. Not a lot of you are watching that, and that's fine. It is what it is. But I'm actually having a lot of fun with that. I'm not winning every single game. I'm conceding goals here and there. Can be somewhat annoying, but it is part of the fun, I suppose. So I'm enjoying that regardless. Yeah, so I'm just having a great time with Brentford right now. Yeah, it sometimes my defense is failing and conceding goals, but whatever, it is what it is. And ironically, my head striker Tony is actually a surprise transfer target according to newspapers and outlets for Chelsea, which I'm like, what the hell? But okay, that's a bit surprising. I have got a Man United player or defender on loan at my club as well, which, to be honest with you, I feel bad for blaming him, but at the same time, I conceded a few goals when he's played, and with the captain who I replaced him with, when he comes on, it's kind of solid, so I feel like changing it back, but it is what it is. Anyway, so Brentford career mode is ongoing. I'm on week 3 now, on Saturday, but I'm having a lot of fun with that, and I'm going to continue that regardless anyway. If people watch it or not, I'm having a lot of fun with it. Of course, the Euros. I've been doing the England FIFA simulations for the Euros, and unfortunately, Ukraine has gone through to face us, but the Ukraine are not on FIFA, so I cannot do that simulation, which is fucking shit. I'm annoyed at that. FIFA are weird. They got Australia there and other places like, what the fuck, in New Zealand. I'm like, come on, man, it's bullshit. I wish they would update it to do who's in the European competitions. That would make a lot of sense to me. Maybe they haven't got the licenses for that. I don't know. But fuck it. I'm annoyed as hell as that. Hopefully we beat Ukraine. England's performances, now it's about performances. A victory is a victory, and we want that, of course, all day long. But when it comes to England, the performances are never great. Side passing, boring, nil-nils. It's just terrible. My granddad, back in about 24, 25 years ago, when he used to watch England, he would sit there and he would go, "Oh, here's England again with their masterclass nil-nils," and thinking about that 25 years ago, it's like, even now, it's like, yeah, what the fuck? You look at other countries and clubs, or sorry, countries like, I don't know, I know they're not in the Euros, but like Brazil, or maybe not Argentina, Italy, whatever, but especially Brazil, like, for example, Brazil, I know some of the world's best, but at the same time, it's like, they don't, they are good at free kicks, like, Ronaldinho, Kaká, Roberto Carlos, when they were playing, they're really good, and they will do brilliant things with set pieces. But that's part of their arsenal. They often don't. I bet you they don't talk too much about that because they're so used to scoring from open play. Same as Argentina and all the rest of those countries. They don't worry about the likes of set pieces and rely on them so heavily. It's about open play, playing football, and England, it's never really like that. It's like, oh, we got to depend on a free kick, and the way we play is somewhat negative. Scotland was massively disappointed. Like, it was like hyped up, and it was going to be a battle and whatever, and it just wasn't the game it should have been. And England looked like they were nervous, or we're fucking England, for Christ's sake. We should be, we invented the game. We should be out there playing with confidence. We never seem to be doing that, and it kind of sucks. The previous game against Germany was fantastic. We actually played some good stuff. We kept control of the game. They grew into the game a little bit, Germany, especially in the second half, and they had their chances. They missed them, but at least we performed, and we got their 2 goals. You know what I mean? And that was brilliant. And I wish England would play like that every single game because, with some confidence and some quality there. We got Sterling, who won the. Sorry guys, there's a car or a motorbike going on outside. But we got the likes of Rashford. I mean, not Rashford. Sterling, who won the Premier League. We got Mount, who's won the Champions League. Chilwell. I know those 2 players didn't play in that particular game, but you know what I mean. It's like, come on, have some confidence about who you are and what we're about. It's ridiculous. We've got a ton of world class players in there. There's no excuse for it. Winners. winners who won the Premier League, winners who won the Champions League. So it's about bringing that winning mentality to England and not being negative. And we did beat Germany, and that's brilliant. I loved the game, loved watching it. It was great. Ukraine, I think we should win on paper, but at the same time, the game's not played on paper. The old cliche, and it isn't, and that's the reality. They could pull Sankoff. But yeah, I have confidence in England to beat Ukraine all day long. But unfortunately, I won't be able to do FIFA Sim, so that sucks. If we get through when we beat Ukraine, I'll be doing the next FIFA Sim again if they're. I assume they're in the game. I don't know who we'll be playing if we beat Ukraine at this point. Chelsea transfers. It's all about a bit about Manchester United as well. Arsenal have been doing some transfer business on the down low, buying a player from Anderlecht or trying to. So they've been buying a couple of players low key. So there is money to spend for Arsenal. Stats wise, they're like 72, 74. So I'm like, yeah, but whatever. But it's just FIFA at the end of the day. They're probably a lot more talented than that, so it is what it is. But they're doing some transfer business, so good on them for trying to bulk up their team. I think they need a new goalkeeper to back up Leno. Chelsea missed out on Donnarumma. I don't think we were ever in for him. He's gone from AC Milan on a free transfer to PSG. Okay, fair enough. Even though they got Keller, who's a former Real Madrid goalkeeper, they wanted someone new, youngster. So, okay, fair enough. He's gone to PSG. Chelsea were never in for him. All right, fair enough. I understand that. However, we have missed out on Hakimi. Ashraf Hakimi or whatever, the right wing back who crosses the ball in from the right wing for Inter Milan. He's joined PSG as well for £80 million. So Chelsea have missed out on him as well. And that sucks. We're champions of Europe, so I think he should have joined us, but whatever. All his family are PSG fans, etc. So, okay, whatever. But who are Chelsea going to replace with, like, go after him? I don't know. Sancho's going to Manchester United. It's been a boring transfer. It's taken forever to get to this point, but Manchester United signed Sancho. I think he scored 50 goals and 48 assists or something like that. A crazy amount of goals and assists, and it was the German league. But then again, we can't say too much because Werner come from a German league, and we signed him for 80 million or 50, 60, 80 million, something like that. So it is what it is. So he finally joins Manchester United. Varane, Chelsea are in for a new centre-back as well. Varane at Real Madrid, looking to be going to Manchester United. I don't know what Man United are in for him. I wish Chelsea would step in if we are looking for a centre-back. He's young. I would love to have gotten him, for the future. Yeah, he's a solid player. He's won multiple Champions leagues and all the rest of it. So Ramos left Real Madrid and is set, apparently, according to Twitter, who's a guy who's in the know. I forget his name on Twitter, but he basically says he's set to join PSG. So Ramos is older, but at the same time, so is Thiago Silva. So, and Ramos is world class. He really is. He can do it anywhere, especially, I feel, in the Premier League. So I'm amazed he didn't come to Chelsea, or Chelsea didn't try and get him as well on a free transfer, but he's decided to join PSG. But if so, we're not going to get Ramos. I would like Chelsea to step in and get Varane ahead of Manchester United. Man United for me, if you're saying I would avoid Man United. If I was a player, I would avoid Man United because they're not where they should be. They've got a load of world-class players, or they've spent big on Pogba. They got Rashford, who's talent. They got Martial, who's there. But and De Gea, but at the same time, they're nowhere where they should be. I mean, they're in the Europa League final, but I don't know, they haven't won a league in years. And I'm going to be a bit biased here, but if I'm going to come to England and I'm going to pick a club, and I've got to pick one of the big so-called big six or what have you, I'm going to pick Chelsea. Okay, I'm a bit biased, but then again, we have just won the Champions League. We've got a fantastic squad, and we're going to the league's going to be very interesting this year. But if I'm not going to go to Chelsea, I'm going to go to Man City. That's where I'm at. That is what I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about Man United. I think they're based on it's all about their history and what they've done in the past. It's like, nah, fuck that. I don't care what you've done in the past. Your team is lacking. And all right, it's a rebuild project, but they've been rebuilding for like fucking 4, 5, 6 years, and they're still nowhere. You know what I mean? Where they should be, I feel, as a club. So yeah, Man City. Who they're in for? Jack Grealish. I like him, but at the same time, he's like 27, 28. So I think, you know, if they're spending X amount of money on him, Harry Kane ain't going to come to Chelsea. Chelsea are trying to find a striker as well. Haaland, I would like to get him, obviously. And I think we should just fork out the 150 million. Even if you pay 100 million now, 50 million next season, who cares? Because he's going to be one of those players that win you Champions Leagues and leagues for like next decade. So, you know, it's not an issue for me in that respect. So I hope that Chelsea at least get him. We need a striker and we need a centre back at least. We got enough midfielders, I feel. We got enough wingers too. So FIFA Sims will start up once more. They will start up in August the 1st and 2nd, or no, August 1st we start our friendlies against Tottenham and Arsenal, which, you know, the manager Tuchel said that's going to be very exciting, tough opposition, so that's why he's picked them. And then going forward, whoever else we have in between that is going to be interesting up until the season starts. So I'll be doing the FIFA simulations in July 25th, about a week beforehand. So yeah, so FIFA Sims will be back. I kind of wait for that. I'll make changes to the transfers as well with Arsenal, Tottenham. Oh man, I'll be making all the transfer changes. So it'll be interesting to see how they do, who they put out, and the formations they rock with. So that'd be interesting. So yeah, guys, that is it when it comes to FIFA content and football. I'm sorry it took 10 minutes to talk about that. I could have done a separate video on it, but it is part of the update video on site I want to talk about. This month's games I will be playing. Well, let's talk about the previous games. The Raven Remastered isn't finished yet. It will finish up in about 2 weeks' time, or a week's time after I play a new playthrough. So that's a good game. It's really got an interesting plot twist. I know it's a weird art style, but it is a detective-based game kind of thing. So, but it is good. It generally is, regardless of the art style. You guys, I think, you know, if you give it a chance, I know it doesn't look very appealing, but it is interesting, and especially gets to the latter stages of the game. But yeah, it is one of those choice-based story games that I wanted to play. I never heard of it until they gave it away on PSN or Xbox for free. It is on PSN and Xbox. It's cheap as well if you're interested in playing it. But if you're not and you just want to see me play it, then by all means. So that'd be enjoying. I finished up Rage. I finished up Assassin's Creed. Unravel ended this week as well. And to be honest with you, Unravel was a fun game to play. The story element of it was uninteresting, I felt. I didn't understand the story, if there was a story, if it was multiple stories. I didn't care enough about it. And that's unfortunate because Unravel 2 is out and I will be trying to play that as well. Give me a new different, I think like this, you can play it 2-player, well, or you can just, you've got another character, so that'd be interesting if you got to work off of each other when it, like, you know, swinging from tree to tree or whatever it may be. So I'll be playing that, but I think because I know what I'm doing now, it'll be a little bit better. But anyway, this month for July, I will be playing Kingdom Hearts. I'll be breaking out, I think it's a longer playthrough, and then as I said, I'll be playing Raven Remastered, finishing that off, and then to finish up the month, I will be playing Army of Two. So it'll be like Kingdom Hearts 3. I've jumped in at 3, I won't even lie. Kingdom Hearts 3, Raven for week 2, Kingdom Hearts week 3, and in the last week of July it will be Army of Two, which is one of the games that are very much an older game, and I'll be honest with you guys, I don't intend to go back too much to those older games anymore. I think that's one of the last ones I'll play. Unless it's a Dead Space, which came out in 2008. I won't be going back to any more of the older games. I don't see myself doing that. It'd be like 2000, you know, what, 12 and beyond, because I've got to play Halo and Gears. Well, Halo, I think Gears 5 came out in 2018, 19, I don't know. And then Halo, like, 4 came out in, what, 2012, 2014, something like that. So, again, moving on, it'd be everything going forward will be new, like Rage, or, you know, 1 or 2 years old. So it won't be too many older games now going forward, and I've got to find more stuff to play. You know, it is what it is. Plus, I'll be playing some indie games, so when August comes up, I'll be playing some indie games thrown in there as well. Possibly Unravel 2 thrown in there, but that's August, I don't know. Again, it could all change if I have things to do and stuff like that, so yeah, that should be interesting. But I'm having a lot of fun with it, and I'm breaking up the playthroughs as much as possible. You know, I feel that the last, like, Unravel, people were uninterested in, but then the Raven people are a little bit sketchy about, like, it's not really my type of thing, I don't really want to watch him play it. Okay, so in theory you could say there were two slow-paced games I was playing at the same time. That wasn't really smart on my end. It is what it is. Kingdom Hearts, I think I've basically, well, I've started it. I've got like an hour or two done. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's like open world. Well, it's like an adventure thing. The writing seems to be really good. I'm surprised I'm liking it actually. How much I'm liking it. It's a game I've never ventured into as well. So yeah, but we've got plenty of other games to play. I am at that point where I'm like having to look for games to play that I want to play. Like, oh man, so I have to throw myself into certain games. It's like, shit, what am I going to play next? Because I've got to, plan for next month and stuff like that. So it's a grind. It is what it is. But I'm having fun regardless. If I'm not having fun, I ain't playing it. That's the way I always work. Call of Duty will continue as well on the channel. Season 4. I'm unlocking new weapons each week, so you can join me for that if you're interested in multiplayer. It has been going for an hour and a half, 2 hours, but it's over a course of a week. You can come back to it if you want to watch 20 minutes of it, whatever. I don't know. It's up to you. So yeah, shows I've been watching. Well, basically, I've been watching too many shows this month, to be honest with you. I watched Black Summer, which is a zombie show. So if you're looking, if you've finished The Walking Dead, or you're not really, you're like, oh, I'm tired of Walking Dead, or you want another zombie show, Black Summer on Netflix is a zombie show, and it is intense. The zombies are like crazy. They're like running really fast. When one's like in Walking Dead, there's like a couple of zombies or 50 zombies. They're following you. You can run away and try and escape. This one zombie's coming after you. It's like a super zombie. It is hounding the fuck out of you. It's running really fast. It is a bastard to get off of you. You know what I mean? It really is. So it's intense that way. We can go for Z Nation as well if you're interested. They've got 5 seasons of that on Netflix as well if you're interested. But yeah, Black Summer's a new zombie show. They've got season 1 and 2 there, so don't forget to check that out on Netflix, I suggest. PC update. When it comes to my PC, I was originally, if you remember, a couple of months ago saying I'm going to get the 1660 Super PC. That was just ahead of the 10s or whatever, the 10 series. And then essentially I said, well, look, you know what, I'm going to go for a RTX 370. I want to go for 380, but at the same time they cost like 200 more, or I think it's maybe even more, depending, which I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to go for 370. They probably got the 390 out as well. And then, probably next year, what have you, to have the, what, I don't know, this is the 30 series, they have a 40 series out, so I don't know if that's how it works. I don't know, it might be the 4020 or whatever it is. I don't know, whatever they decide to come up with. How the graphics card changed so much, but yeah, so I'm going for an RTX 370 that costs about, I think, around 1500. But yeah, guys, I'm getting there slowly but surely. I'm closer than ever. So I should have that. I don't know. So what, it's July now? Just say August, maybe August. Worst way, September. Worst ways, maybe. We'll see. Maybe I can borrow the last 100 or 200. I don't know. It depends. Like I said, I'm throwing everything at it. Every bit of money I have. You know. And then essentially what will happen is after I get the PC, I'll be able to sell my current PC, and I'm hoping to get about 300 for my PC, of privately selling it, obviously, and then I will take that 300. I'll sell my PS4 Pro, which is a piece of shit. Well, it's just too loud, and I can't really record on it, so I'm avoiding playing games on it other than FIFA and COD, because it's just shooting. There's no dialogue over the mic, so that's just too loud. It's ridiculous. If I have to sell that to CX, I will, but at the same time, I'll have that 300 up, plus I have the money for the PS4 Pro. I will invest that into a PS5. Whether they're in stores or not, I don't know. I don't think that will be the case. I think literally in January, February of 2022, that's when they will really start being there, but that's in theory again. So I might end up buying pre-owned, a PS5 pre-owned, like from CX or wherever it may be, or eBay. Well, not eBay. eBay is too fucking expensive. But you know what I mean? I may be overpaying the price by 200 or 300 in some places, but I might just have to buy pre-owned. And if that's the case, that's the case. And that sucks. I don't want to do that, trust me. But but at least, again, as I said, all that money that I've invested into a new PC, some of that will come back into me, and when I sell my PC, whenever that happens, and I sell my PS4, and then I'll be able to reinvest that into a PlayStation 5. So that's my plan. right now. Hopefully, in the meantime, I hope all these stocks of PS5s and Xboxes or whatever, I'm focusing on the PS5 specifically. I'm a PlayStation fanboy or PlayStation player primarily. So going forward, that's what I prioritize. But at the same time, right now, I'll be playing on the Xbox One Series S, Series S or Xbox One S rather, just to verify that for you. So that's what I'll be playing on right now, and because it's just quieter, I got Doom to play. I've got, I don't know, maybe I'll play that Star Wars game. I got a lot of stuff, various games to play. I got Wolfenstein 2 to play. I haven't played that. I got Gears. I got Halo. I got a ton of games. I got Uncharted, even though I know it's on the PS4 or and Uncharted 3. And I know not a lot of you guys are like, oh, I've already seen this. Don't really want to see it. I still want to go through it anyway and put it up for my channel and have that out there. I want to play the entire series and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, that is about it for this month. There's not much else to talk about. Haven't really bought any anime or anything like that. Haven't even really invested in any games as such. I've been just playing, games I've downloaded a while ago or been using Game Pass for content and stuff like that. So yeah, it is what it is. New games, man, you know what? I want to play Ratchet and Clank, right? I got Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation, but essentially it's on a fucking PlayStation, so I can't play. It's too fucking loud. It's gonna go and all like a fucking Hoover in the background. So essentially, I can't play Ratchet and Clank before I get to the new one, but I will be playing that at some point as well. So if I had a PS5, I'd jump straight on Ratchet and Clank, the first one, and then I'd look to play the second one later on. I got Bioshock 2 to play and stuff like that, but again, they're on the PlayStation 4, and so I'm really trying to stay away from the PlayStation, which sucks because there's a lot of games that I want to play on there still, like Bioshock, like Uncharted, Last of Us 2, whenever I get around to playing that. The next Assassin's Creed, I'll play that at some point. I know that weren't very popular, or it took a while. It was Assassin's Creed 3 actually. That was kind of an old game, and people like I was just HD'd up, and it took forever to release. But yeah, so those are upcoming games that I do want to play eventually. We got a new Far Cry 6 coming out. Man, it's going to be crazy. But yeah, slowly but surely the grind. I'll just grind it down slowly but surely. Each week there'll be something new on my channel, or we finish battling our way through games that I'm playing and stuff like that. So guys, this week in conclusion, Brentford season mode will continue. Call of Duty will continue. There'll be some food reviews here and there, hit and miss. If you want to check out my food channel, that is in the link in the description below. I should have plugged that at the beginning of this video really, but it is what it is. And then we've got like I said, Call of Duty will keep going. FIFA Sims will return, and this Monday, Kingdom Hearts 3 starts up. So guys, I hope you enjoy that. It is what it is. I'm currently at, in terms of subscriber count, 3,196. I should be much more than that. People unsub for whatever reason. It is what it is. Guys, thank you so much for watching my channel and subscribing and being part of my journey in these games. Whatever world you want to venture in, join me for that. The next one, as I said, will be Kingdom Hearts 3. And if you don't want to wait for any of my playthroughs to finish, you're like, oh man, when's it going to finish? I want to see the end. In the meantime, you can check out my completed playthrough section. There's like over 30-40 playthroughs in there, so many hours of me playing certain games, so don't forget to check them out. I want to play Walking Dead season 4, 5 is it, as well. That's on the PlayStation for me as well, and I'm like, shit, I can't. It's going to be too loud on the PS4 as well. So there's series like that I want to play as well, and I just haven't got around to it, so it is what it is. When it comes to, well, it's the PlayStation really fucking stopping me from doing that. Alright guys, that is enough from me. I've ranted enough and complained enough. Hope you enjoyed this update video and answered some questions, or at least informed you about what's coming out next month, and you're very excited for those games. But yeah, Army of Two is going to be one of the only ones that I play. It's going to be one of the oldest. After that, I'm more or less going to be moving forward from then, unless anything else happens or comes up. Alright guys, I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.